morning, 14 minutes and 20 seconds worth of sports talk to get you through your daily commute. Hot takes, recaps, best bets, and a little humor to get your day going in the right direction. Sit back, grab your coffee, and let's get into it. 14:20 in the morning for this Thursday, December 8th, 2022. We'll give this thing a shot. 14 minutes and 20 seconds worth of sports talk brought to you by Rucket Sports. Go to rucket.com and use promo code 1420RUCK to save 10% on all your backyard sports training needs. So the Yankees got their man. It's a welcome sight. I wasn't too sure about it when I went to bed on, I guess it was Tuesday night. The reports were out there. Everybody knows about the arson judge story that John Heyman reported earlier in the day that he was going to the San Francisco Giants, and that was quickly rebuked in the whole bit. And Heyman felt shame and hung his head that the deal was done. But I guess the true story is that what happened was that Aaron Judge was going to San Diego, but he was making a stop in San Diego, on his way to Hawaii for his anniversary with his wife. He made it because everybody knows he was at that football game, the Monday Nighter in Tampa Bay. He was at the game wearing the jersey the whole bit. Private jet. People, the Yankee fans and baseball fans alike, I guess they were tracking this because Judge was the big fish out there in the free agent market. So once that shoe dropped, the rest of the shoes are going to drop around baseball. But people wanted to know what was going on, so people were tracking it. But anyways, Judge made a stop. There was a mystery team out there, and I kind of had an inkling that it was San Diego, since yes, the winter meetings were there. But I had a feeling there was something going on, that if he was signing with the Yankees, then there was really no reason to be going to San Diego. And I figured because San Diego, they seem to be spending money like drunken sailors and trying everything. We'll get into that in a second. But that there was I felt that the Padres were in on the deal. So anyways, there was a meeting. The offer was there for 10 years, $400 million to become a San Diego Padre with their fantastic powder, or their fantastic brown pinstripes, which are great uniforms still with the yellow trim. I love those uniforms. But the deal was out there. Cashman, basically, from what I've read and heard, is that the Yankees kind of gave up on the deal, and they were sitting around sulking in the hotel bar, Cashman and the management team. But at the end of the day, Hal Steinbrenner came in and played his inner George Steinbrenner, I guess, and came in and was the Mariano, got the save. Talked to Judge, as he was throughout the contract negotiations. He asked Judge, where do you want to play? And Judge said, I want to be a Yankee, but I need that 9th year. He got the 9th year. Steinbrenner said, okay, threw his wallet down on the counter and said, here you go. Here's 9 years at 40 per for $360 million. It's a great deal for the Yankees for the first 4 to 5 years. Yes, it's a lot of money, and I hope people don't look at the money as being a thing, because in general, we don't understand that kind of money. People who are listening to this show, I'm fairly certain, aren't making $40 million a year. If you are making $40 million a year, don't be afraid to sponsor the 1420 Sports Bar podcast. We could use a little help now and then, and you can sponsor our show in the process, and we'll give you full reign if you want. But anyways, it's a lot of money. Judge ended up betting on himself. We talked about it ad nauseum. Everybody talks about it early before last season started. The $213 million a year contract he was offered. He said no. He bet on himself. Well, that ended up making him about $150 million more over the span of his career. So it was a good bet on his part. Got the home run title. We all know that. Got the MVP that he deserved. Probably should have been his second one. Should have had the one in 2017 as well. But that little prick Altuve and the cheating scandal got it anyways, but we won't dwell on that. I have forgiven. I'm just not going to forget. So we got the 9 years. He got the money. He got what he wanted. Yankee fans, you can't complain about Steinbrenner anymore. He went out there and he got the save, and he got the cornerstone of the franchise. He's got the likable guy. He's got the I guess he's going to be the captain. Can we get off that captain thing, by the way? I think it's ridiculous that a baseball team has a captain. They're not going out. They're not talking to the umpires between stoppage of play like a hockey guy. You can be the leader of a team without having this imaginary C on your jersey. Jeter never had a C on his jersey. Jeter's the captain. That's his nickname. That's one of his nicknames. Enough Yankee fans with calling Judge the captain and insisting that he's the captain. Anyways, it's very important that they got the deal done. Yes, it's a lot of money. Yes, it's going to be tough to drop a bunch of money. They can free up some other money on their lineup. But I think it's a good deal for the Yankees, especially if somehow, some way, they can win themselves a World Series in the next 4 to 5 years. They have a good team. The rotation's there, but they need to win one. And if you win a World Series, it buys your franchise some time to have some lean years. If they can go out and win one in the next couple of years with Judge, then this $360 million investment is well worth it. Not just for ticket sales, but for the legacy of your franchise. You look at the Chicago Cubs, they took how many years to win one? 80 plus years, whatever it was, and they got that one in 2016, and they can do no wrong now. That team, they'll be naming streets after some of those players in years to come. And so it buys your franchise sometime when you do win that, because it's a legacy thing, and you can walk around saying we're champions. It's tough to win a World Series these days. It's really hard to get to the World Series these days. Yes, the Astros are making it seem pretty easy lately, but it's tough to do. It's a real hard thing to do. One team gets to do it, and the money that's being spent by a lot of these teams, you look at the Padres. Well, actually, we'll talk about the Padres. That's got to be a bit of a kick in the pills to have offer a whole bunch of money to a couple of players like with Judge and with Trey Turner, and both the guys they actually ended up signing for less money than there was offered. I don't understand that, because just besides from the beautiful jerseys that they wear and uniforms they got in San Diego, that's a great ballpark and a great city and great climate and the whole bit. And with a fan base that's hungry to win one, which they haven't done, but to go, we had two marquee guys that they couldn't sign. That's got to be a bit of a kick in the pills. But they picked themselves up off the mat. The Padres did last night at some point, and they signed Xander Bogaerts. I think it was 11 years, 270 or something like that. Another astronomical contract, but it's good for the Padres to keep trudging along. The money that Judge got's big, but I don't think it's going to hold up for that long for being the highest paid guy. You got Ohtani. He'll make $50 million a year in years to come. I think he's got one more year left on his deal. He signed a 1-year arbitration deal with the Angels, and he's going to sign a $50 million a year contract. So the 40 a year that Judge is getting right now is going to be paled in comparison to that. And then you have Soto, who's currently with the Padres, he's going to sign a $45 million contract as well, and he's a lot younger. But it's a good deal for the Yankees to go out, win a World Series, and it'll pay for itself. You look at 2009, when the Yankees, their last World Series, they went out and signed Mark Teixeira, CC Sabathia, and AJ Burnett, and they went and got that one World Series. And yet now it gives you some time to have some good years in with the Yankees, and some good years for your franchise. You aren't expected to win one every year. If that's an expectation of your fan base or of your team, yes, you would like to win one every year, but having an expectation to win one every year, that's unrealistic. So to go out and get this deal done, I think it was good for the Yankees, good for Judge. They both need each other. We've talked about it a lot, that it's one of those things. So for Steinbrenner to make that deal and say, Cashman, you go sit over there, go sit with whatever you're doing. It was an odd time for me. We talked about with Scott, Fort McLeod. We talked a lot ad nauseum that it was odd that they decided to sign Cashman at the time to his deal, a 4-year deal for him, because it is well known that Judge was not happy. Same thing with Jeter back in the day, that the terms of the contract that they said no to were disclosed to the media and to the public. So in the court of public opinion, the Yankees were trying a thing, or Steinbrenner or Cashman or whoever, they figured by making the terms of the contract known to the public that it was Judge's fault. Well, Judge didn't like it. It was voiced his opinion, and just as Jeter did back in the day. But Judge made that deal. He got his money, $360, $150 million raise from what he was going to get from that original one. So he betted himself. There's 62 home runs. He won't get that again. Get 40 per year, and he got a shot to be a Yankee legend. Go to Monument Park. And let's forget about the captain thing, please, Yankee fans. Let's completely forget about the captain thing. I think it's ridiculous that it's talked about and revered as much as it is. Thurman Munson was a captain, yes. Aaron Judge is the captain, so let's forget about this captain thing. It's just, if he wants to be the captain in the dressing room, great. Let's not talk about it anymore. Anyways, happy birthday today for this. What is it? December the 8th, 2022. 54 years of age, Mike Mussina, Hall of Famer, former Yankee pitcher, former Baltimore Oriole, Hall of Fame guy. People forget about the ALCS 2003. The only reason why we still know who Aaron Boone is. Booney hit that home run into the Bronx sky, into the seats at the old stadium. But without Mike Mussina in that ALCS Game 7 2003, Roger Clemens came up with a stinker, got pulled early. Mussina came in early, or in the third or fourth, through 3 shutout innings, gave the Yankees a chance to claw back a little bit, and everybody knows the rest of the story. Mussina was great. I thought he was a great. Well, he must have been a great pitcher, but he was smooth, methodical. He was just a solid pitcher. But it's his 54th birthday today. Gave the Yankees a chance to win. Mariano Rivera came in. We all remember this story. Just a great moment in Yankee history. And I was at Yankee Stadium when they honored him with a plaque to sit in Monument Park. And I was crying, standing next to some other guy, and they were lamenting that game on the speakers at Yankee Stadium. I was with my sister and brother, and they were making fun of me. I was looking at the big screen, laughing and whatever, and crying. And also this day in sports history in 2007, we talked about it on the 1420 podcast. Don't draft a Heisman Trophy winner. But anyways, this day in 2007, Tim Tebow of the Florida Gators won himself his Heisman Trophy, the heart of a lion and the will to win like nobody's business. Tim Tebow on this day in sports history. Also on this day in sports history, Ronnie Hextall, the first goaltender to actually score a goal at the Spectrum in Philly. Reggie Lemelin was pulled. I remember it clearly. Lemelin was pulled. Bruins, Reggie Lemelin, remember him? What a tender he was. Didn't like going down or anything else, but man, he was serviceable with the Flames too. Hextall scored a goal for the Flyers. I think it was in his rookie year. I think he got the Vezina and the Calder that year. Check me if I'm wrong, but anyways, congratulations to Ron Hextall getting the first goaltender to actually score a goal. I think he got one more in his career too, as well, 3 years later. But anyways, betting lines for Bodog on this day, December the 8th, 2022. I got winners of 3 in a row. The Las Vegas Raider over the Los Angeles Rams with Baker Mayfield, another Heisman Trophy candidate or winner that didn't turn out so well. Also, the 6-2-2 Detroit Red Wings over the struggling Florida Panthers, struggling in their last 10 games, only 3 wins. And then I got Mitch Marner and the Toronto Maple Leafs over the Los Angeles Kings. Put down $20 and you could win $88.78 over at bodog.com or .au today. Click on our link on all our social media accounts. I'll put another one up there today and we'll get that done. So put down, so you got the Raiders, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Put down 20 at Bodog and you could win $88.78. We're going to try this on a daily basis. It'll be up on YouTube later on. 14 minutes and 20 seconds worth of sports talk, quick and easy. Nice little talk. Get your day started right. Get some humor, some hot takes, some facts and figures, and the rest. So you can talk on your way to work, your commute, and the rest. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, listen to our show wherever you get your podcast, but also talk to people about what's going on. We're trying some different things here to close out the year of 2022. It's been a good year for our show. I'd like to thank Level the Playing Field. I'd like to thank Brutally Honest Sports, and of course my main man Jim over at Fan of the Van podcast for listening, resharing, tweeting, spreading the good word of the 1420 podcast. It's been greatly appreciated for everybody who listens to our show. It's a lot of work in the back scenes, but we'll keep doing it, keep getting it out there. Make sure you support our sponsors. We got a lot of them. We got a lot of big things coming up in the very near future. But anyways, that's the 1420 in the morning, 14 minutes and 20 seconds worth of sports talk to get your day going right. Have a good day, folks. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.